Greetings, friend. I'll show you 3 steps you need to do to not only solve any Sudoku, but be able to solve them faster. Click below if you want to give this puzzle a go, and with that, it's solving time. The first step you need to do in any Sudoku is find out where the restrictions lie. So I want to check out the ones here. And you may notice that with these 2 ones, I have 2 possibilities for 1 in block 3. And with these 2 ones, 2 possibilities for 1s in block 4. So that's some Snyder notation. Didn't get a solve, but it tells me that if I solve one of those cells, I can solve the other right away for the 1. Nothing else I can do with the 1s. Look at the 2s. And I'll systematically go through each digit. There's only 2 places for a 2 here in block 6, but we got something else going on. Because of this 2 cutting across row 1, 2s are restricted to column 1 here in block 1. So they actually end up being a pointing pair. Since they're a pointing pair, 2s can't be in any of these other cells. So if you put a 2 there, no place to put a 2 in block 1. But this creates another set of pointing pair. Get the 2s here, and with this 2, we've created another pointing pair of 2s right there. And you might see it, since we have a pointing pair of 2s here, you can now remove that as a 2 and solve this cell for a 2. Nice. And then with this 2 coming up and this 2 cutting across, pointing pair of 2s in block 2, and restricts the 2s to these 2 cells in block 8. Moving on to the 3s, what you might see is with these 3s, you have a pointing pair of 3s in block 9. And then in block 6, because of this 3 here, and now the pointing pair of 3s, you got a pointing pair of 3s in block 6, which restricts the 3s of these 2 cells in block 5. And this is a critical solve. You do need to find this. By removing the 3 right there, we've created another restriction with the 3s. You may not notice, it's often overlooked, but it can be part of Snyder notation. We want to know every block that has just 2 possibilities for a candidate. What you might see here, and I'll color it, is that 3s can be in these 2 spots in block 5, right? So they can either be in column 4 or column 5. If you look down here in block 8, the 3s can be in these cells, also restricted to columns 4 or 5. So where can a 3 be in column 6? Well, it can't be here, and it can't be here, so it has to be in one of these 3 cells in column 6. And since you have a 3 already in row 2, this ends up being a claiming pair of 3s. And so we can mark that as the only 2 places you can put a 3 here. Because if you don't put a 3 there, no place to put a 3 in column 6. But now you've eliminated the 3s from all of those cells. So let's remove the colors after we found that nice claiming pair of 3s. And I cover claiming pairs and also cover pointing pairs in my free Sudoku solving guide. I love teaching these to you because they show up time and time again in most Sudoku puzzles. Nothing else with the 3s. If you look at the 4s, what you might see is that in block 5, Snyder 4s right there, and then in block 7 with these 2 4s, Snyder 4s. Nothing else with the 4s. If you look at the 5s, you just have Snyder 5s right here in block 5. Okay, and go to the 6s. With these 2 6s, we can actually make a solve for 6 here in block 3. And nothing else we can do with the 6s. Try the 7s. Only 2 7s. Not enough restriction in the blocks to make a solve. Okay, and sequentially, I'm just moving on up. Start with the 8s, and we have something pretty cool going on here with the 8s. You might notice with these 2 8s, they can be in the same 2 spots as the 4s. And whenever you see this Snyder on top of each other, you have found a nice hidden pair. And so you can remove any other candidate from those 2 cells. 4 and 8 have to be in one of these 2 cells. Nothing else can be there. And this is going to lead me up to my second step, because you got to find things like these to set up future solving combinations. And before I reveal that step, I want to hear from you. Do you plan to enter a Sudoku tournament in 2025? I plan to enter the Sudoku Grand Prix. What do you want to do? Please, please drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Your feedback helps me build the best Sudoku community on YouTube, and I respond to each and every comment. And so we made this critical move of a 4-8 hidden pair. So step 2 now that you need to do in any Sudoku is to look at the impact of key eliminations and solves along the row, the column, if it's necessary, or the block. Row, column, and block here. So you might notice that right away, if you look at the 9s and finish our numbers, can't make any Snyder marks with the 9s. But this 4-8 is going to help us now go through and find some more eliminations. What it did in this block is now it restricted the 2s. This 2 comes across row 7. Where can it be in block 7 now? It can only be right there. And since this is now a pointing pair of 2s, you can remove that as a 2 and solve this cell now for a 2. So we just created a solve by finding this hidden pair. And we created some more restrictions in the puzzle. What can we do after that? Because you're probably going to be a little stuck again. And this is something you may not have noticed that this 4-8 causes, but it's really cool to see. With this 6, the 6s are restricted in row 7 to up here in block 7. They're restricted to row 7. So where can 6s be along row 9? Well, they can only be in these 2 spots. And so what you do is you create a claiming pair of 6s now in block 8, right? Because the 6 has got to be somewhere in row 9. And you may not think, that's not a big deal, Timberlake. Why are you showing me all this? The big deal is what it does to the rest of this block, the impact, and specifically in this column. You might notice that now you have a 2, 4, the 6s, and the 8s all can't be here, right? All the even numbers cannot be there. So the odd numbers, a 1, 5, and 7, all look at these 2 cells. So now this can only be a 3 or a 9. And since those are the only 2 candidates, that has to be a 3-9 naked pair. You create the naked pair by finding this claiming pair, and which was from that 4-8 hidden pair. And what does this do? Well, one tip for you, naked pairs and hidden pairs act as pointing pairs. So a 3-9 got me one of these spots. This can't be a 3 anymore. So you can displace that Snyder 3, solve this for a 3, displace the Snyder 5. But we're not done solving along column 4, because now you have a 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, you need a 4, 6, and an 8. Well, the 4 and the 6 are right there. This is now a naked single 8, and you restrict these 2 cells to 4 and a 6. Beautiful stuff. And so we're going to keep on with step 2 and see the impacts of these solves. Putting the 8 there is huge, because now you might notice with these 5s, the 5's restricted to this cell in block 6, and then you have only 3 digits remaining in row 6, and they're also in block 4. And so you have a 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6, and an 8. We need a 1, 7, and a 9. We can solve this using my neat naked triple trick. You have 2 of the 3 digits, look at this cell, and then 1 repeats right here. You can solve all 3. This has to be your 9. The only place the 1 can go is right there, and this is going to be your 7. Awesome. So we just solved all those cells just by noticing, that you could put an 8 right there. And we're not done, because now look at the impact. Now these 9s go right here, and you can disambiguate the 3 and a 9 right there. And then you can use this 3 to displace that Snyder 3 and solve for a 3 right here. So every time you make a solve, look at the impact on the row, the column, and the block. And where you made marks is usually a good place to look. And so you might look right here and notice this 5 now creates a pointing pair of 5s, which restricts the 5s to these 2 cells in block 8. And you may not see much else there. Might get a little bit stuck. So we're going to use some pointing pairs to help us out. Check out this cell right here. What can it be? It could be a 1, but it can't be a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can be a 1, 8, or a 9. And that may not seem like such a big deal until you realize the impact of some of these other cells have on it and digits. Remember, we always want to find the restrictions. Where can the 1s be here in block 5? Only these 2 cells. So that's a pointing pair of 1s. So with the pointing pair of 1s, that can't be a 1 anymore. And then just check out this 8. This 8 comes all the way up column 8. So an 8 has to be one of these 3 cells. This is actually a pointing triple of 8s. I won't mark it because with Snyder, I'm so used to solving the other cell right away with make elimination. But I know since one of these has to be an 8, this cell can no longer be an 8 either. So by using those the pointing pair and the pointing triple, we're able to solve this cell now by using those restrictions from step 1 to make a solve. And now we can use that to see the impact of it using step 2. And we're getting to step 3 here very shortly. With this 9, you have a pointing pair of 9s here in block 3. And with that 9 and this 9, these two 9s, you can actually solve for a 9 now in block 9. I'll remove the green mark because we're moving on. We already solved that cell. We can look now and think about the third step. This third step is what you need to do in any Sudoku puzzle. It's the one that will help you solve so much faster, especially at this part and this stage of the puzzle. It's just great for helping you focus on where to look next in any puzzle. And step 3 is simply this: clean up the clutter. Okay, so you can look at some heavy houses. You know, in this case, it's a column that has 5 or more digits. In this one, you have a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. So you need a 1, 7, or an 8. You might notice that the pointing pair of 1s in this 7 means this cell has to be an 8. And we're going to make some marks, but as we mark, your goal as you mark is to actually try to eliminate as many of these as you can. So that's a 1, 3, 7 naked triple right there. The next solve might be a little tricky to spot because you have to shift now from hidden to more naked singles. You got to look across row 3. This has actually been here for quite a while, but since we're not looking for naked singles, you may not have seen this. Look at this cell right here. You might notice that you have a 1, 6, 7, 9 in the row. That's 4 digits. But then you have 4 other digits, a 2, 4, 5, and 8 in the column. Since there's no heavy house there, it may be hard to see this, but you actually have a naked single. The only thing that can be right here is a 3. So you can mark that naked single 3, and that's going to help us with some solves. And we can also remove some marks as we do it. Because now these two 3s puts the 3s up here and creates a nice hidden pair 1 and 3. And whenever you see this situation, the hidden pair plus 1, you know that plus 1, that 9 is getting kicked out. So you can remove both. You remove that 9, displace it, and solve this cell now for a 9. Awesome. And then with these two 9s and this 9, you can solve for a 9 in block 2. So we're going to see the impact and kind of move forward with solving in the puzzle. So what else can we see here? Well, the 7 cuts across, so you can solve this cell for a 7. You just need a 5 and an 8 to finish block 3. I'll pull the 8 right there. So there's your 8 and there's your 5. And what you have left is a 2, 4. So we're marking a 2, 4. Our goal, your goal, should be to try to eliminate that 2, 4 as quickly as you can. So now where do we look after looking at row 3? Look at column 6. We have a heavy house here. We got 6 digits filled out. A 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. You need a 1, 6, or a 7. So you got the 1 and the 7 right here. And the 7 repeated. We can solve all 3. So that's got to be your 6. That's got to be your 1. That's going to be your 7. And now clean up what you just did. That 7 displaces a Snyder 6. This 1, now it can be cleaned up there. And then this 6 is going to allow you to disambiguate the 4, 6 here. It displaces that Snyder 4. It allows you to disambiguate the 4, 2 here and solve this now for a 2. Awesome. And now what do we have left here? It looks like we need a 7 and an 8. I got the 7 here. So here's your 7 and here's your 8. Okay? After doing that, we've made so many good marks here. Let's move on. You got a full house. It's always good to kind of look there. And again, just trying to clean up the clutter as much as possible. You know, this has to be a 6. That's the only thing remaining in row 4, which gives you now a 5 and an 8. Well, I got the 5 right there or right there. So that's going to be your 8. And that's going to be your 5. And so I'll look and see there's only 2 digits. So I want to focus on the easy solves best I can. 6 or an 8. Can't solve that yet, but we'll mark it. Got a 2, 4 here. Can't solve that yet, but we'll mark that. Where can we make the solves? Maybe right here. You just need, looks like a 1 and a 5. Well, I got 1 right there. So there's your 1. Displacing that Snyder 5. Nice. And now 5 and this 5, you can actually displace the Snyder 5 here. Solve this for a 5, solve this for a 1. And now remember there's a 7 and 1 there. Got that knocked out. The 1, you got a 3 and a 1 here, awesome. And then this has to be your 7 displacing that Snyder 3. Just clean up those marks, and you can see that the solving at the end gets so much faster. Just need a 5 and 6 right here. Because of this 5, that's a 5, that's a 6, which will allow you to solve the 6, 8 right there. Clean up the 8 and 4 right here. Clean up that 4 and 2 right here. I know that's got to be the 2, and our last digit is a 7. Now challenge yourself to apply the 3 steps you just learned to this next puzzle. Thank you so much for watching.